Well, it came down to the final seconds in this one, and the Cardinals find a way to win it with a prayer, 32-30. Cardinals get the win here. Welcome back, everyone, to State Farm Stadium, where things have cooled off a bit. I don't know if I have yet. I'm still a little juiced up after that, but we are here for you for our post-game show. Be sure you click that like button and subscribe for all of our content following this one. You won't want to miss a thing. Kyle, just initial reactions. I'm going to let you just spitball after this one.
Like, are you not entertained? That's what's going through my mind right now. What an incredible game, and it sure seemed like the Cardinals were done, but Kyler Murray with the unbelievable job to get away from the sack, to throw it against his body, and then what can you say about DeAndre Hopkins with 2 or 3 guys right on him to make that catch? Just unbelievable ending, and DeAndre Hopkins has been great this season, but no catch compares to what he just did.
It's a 50-50 ball. He's coming down with it.
Yeah.
This time, 100% of the time here tonight. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive right in to how this one played out in our highlights. Whew, let me catch my breath for this. First quarter, Cardinals get the run game established early. Chase Edmonds, Drake going off in this one to open things up, but they stall in the red zone. Zane Gonzalez, is good from 23. Cards lead 3-0.
Bills came right back with a little bit of trickery. Wide receiver pass from Isaiah McKenzie to quarterback Josh Allen. Made a nice move, and Buffalo took a 7-3 lead there in the first quarter.
Second quarter, Murray doing Murray things. This one, 3rd and 13. He gains the first down. And once again, the Cardinals are back in the red zone, which leads to the Gonzalez 21-yard out field goal, making it 13-9.
And Tyler Bass came back and made a field goal from 58 yards before the half to give Buffalo a 16-9 lead. 3 field goals of 54 or more yards from Bass.
Battle of the kickers there at first. This is a great stop on 3rd down by Patrick Peterson and Thompson. Then the Cardinals offense back up, but Kenyon Drake, he coughs it up and fumbles it right back to the Bills.
Yeah, and the Bills took advantage of that. Josh Allen found Cole Beasley for a 22-yard touchdown, and Buffalo at that point was up 23-9, and things were not looking good for the Cardinals.
Cardinals are driving, though, on this play in the red zone and take advantage this time. Kyler Murray walks in for the touchdown, making it 23-16.
And Pat Peterson had 2 chances to get an interception in the first half, could not corral him. Finally got his in the 3rd quarter. Big play there.
The charm.
The Cardinals started seeing the tide turn a little bit at that point, and a big play by Peterson.
Big play by a big player. Okay, here we go. Murray taking off here on the move. First with this 28-yard run, and he finishes it off here with his 2nd rushing touchdown on the day. Cardinals take the lead here, 26-23.
Yeah, and the Cardinals picked off Josh Allen twice in this game. The first one was Patrick Peterson, second one right here, Drake Kirkpatrick. Nice job undercutting the route and getting the ball. And the Cardinals looked like they were in pretty good shape at that point. Very excited, but Buffalo gets the ball back late. Josh Allen, beautiful pass to Stephon Diggs to give the Bills a 4-point lead with just 34 seconds left.
And here it is. Seconds left in this one. Murray scrambling, making things happen once again, and he finds Hopkins with the Hail Mary full of grace. Hopkins is with thee on this one. Oh my goodness, could not believe he came down with it. Look at that.
No, none of those Bills mistimed their jump. Everybody went to go get it. And DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know what else you can say about him. Kyler Murray looks like he was in disbelief. No one could believe it. Larry running down in the huddle there. I mean, my favorite thing is that we are right by Murray's parents on this post-game show. So just to see their reaction, much like this one, much like Humphreys. I think DJ Humphreys says it all.
And look at this beautiful photo. I'm sure it's going to be turned into some beautiful memes this week.
I mean, that's a season-changing type of reception to win that game. To now you're in a 3-way tie with the Seahawks and the Rams atop the NFC West. One play can shift a season that much. DeAndre Hopkins, just unbelievable.
Yeah, we were talking about it going into this one, what a statement this game would be. Obviously, before heading into that Seattle game, quick turnaround on Thursday. Things are going to get interesting. We will show you that score later on in the show. But right now, we have the guys with tonight's call. They had a wild one there at the end. And no debate here, guys. This team is special. I just want both of you guys to just spitfire after this one. Your initial thoughts following the win, Pash.
Well, look, I'm sitting there basically in the corner with a dunce cap on, thinking the game's over, right? I mean, it's a heartbreaking play that happened where Pat P gets beat by Diggs. They basically shut Diggs down for most of the game. So I'm over there kind of assuming, okay, it's the last play. It's probably the end of the game. The Cardinals are going to lose. Oh, man, they got to play Thursday night. They're 5-4. Maybe they'll be 5-5. And then DeAndre Hopkins with those hands that look like he's holding 2 buckets. He's got the biggest hands I've ever seen. And you see like the sea of Bills, and all of a sudden these 2 mitts come rising up into the air and snatch the football away in the end zone. Look, we've seen great games here. We've seen incredible playoff finishes here. That may have topped them all. Certainly not as much at stake as an NFC playoff game or championship game, but unbelievable is very trite, but man, that's the only word I can think of to describe what we just saw.
Wolf, how about for you?
Well, basically, I was curled up in the corner sucking my thumb at that point in time.
That's a visual.
I was in the fetal position, as a matter of fact, right underneath the counter here. What an unbelievable finish. David was talking about it. I don't know if we've ever seen a game like that here. We've seen a lot of incredible games, but this is one game that might top them all right now. To see the Cardinals and the futility of the Arizona Cardinals offense in that fourth quarter. The interception, of course, by the Buffalo Bills, and then the last 2 possessions before this possession, the touchdown possession, were 3 and outs, and 2 of the worst 3 and outs maybe we've seen all year from the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, to go and think that you have lost this game to winning the game, it's hard for me to even think of the Cardinals as 6-3, knowing how this game ended. But, man, I know the Cardinals will take that 6-3, and they will run, because to Kyle's point, this could be a season-changing game for the Arizona Cardinals.
It harkens me back to 2015, same end zone, when the Packers got the Hail Mary for the touchdown, and the Cardinals eventually won that game with a Hail Larry. But I agree with you guys, a game that we're not going to forget for a long time. I want to switch the focus to the defense, and the Cardinals did give up 30 points, but Dave, it felt like those guys really hung in there. There were some injuries and there were some other factors, but they gave the Cardinals a chance to win against the Buffalo offense that's pretty good.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think Vance Joseph has done an excellent job. You're down to 3 defensive linemen. You've got guys that were signed just days before, and I know it's the norm in 2020 where players are getting signed off the street days before a game. But it's the reality of the situation. And the fact that Buffalo, 9 of the 30 points came on 54, 55, and 58-yard field goals, one that hit the upright and went in. You didn't give up a lot of big plays. The Diggs touchdown pass might have been the longest of the day. It felt like it was one of the bigger plays of the day. So I thought the defense played well enough for them to win. To Wolf's point, it was the offense. And first and goal from the 8, first and goal from the 7 in the first half, you have to settle for field goals. The 2 3 and outs in the fourth quarter when you're playing with a lead. The offense, which is number 1 in the league in total yards, but still just seems to be missing some things here and there. There's still room for growth with the offense, but I think the defense, given all the injuries, is playing as well as it possibly can play.
So, Wolf, I ask you this. That defense, they had a shift there in the second half. Of course, you just talked about Pash, the offense, 2 3 and outs. Where did you see the biggest resilience on this team?
I just have to say the entire team, I'm sorry. I am right now buzzing about this. I think the resilience that we saw against the Seattle Seahawks, a refusal to lose the game against the Seattle Seahawks, and now I see the exact same thing here tonight. To never give up, to never quit. Right down to 34 seconds. Here we go. There was no chance, at least to me, that the Cardinals were going to be able to come back and make that kind of play to win this game. Just mind-numbing right now, and this is what they do. This is their personality. They never quit, and they play up to their competition, and in the past, they've played down to their competition. Hopefully, this is going to be a season-changing play that will allow them to beat teams they should beat. if that makes any sense.
Well, if you've been on the field with a lot of great athletes, and DeAndre Hopkins is going to get a lot of attention for making that catch, but what Kyler Murray did to get away from the sack, to throw that ball pretty on target, 50 yards while fading away, what kind of play was that from the quarterback end of that Hail Mary?
You said it right there. I mean, Kyle, are you kidding me right now? The mighty Kyler Murray. Here I come to save the day, right? For him to actually do that, chuck the ball up the way that he did, and it wasn't a perfect pass. There was a little flutter on that. There was a little grease on that. But the fact that he actually got the ball into the air and then D-Hop doing what he does, just unbelievable.
We can agree with you. I think we're a little bit at a loss for words on this one.
If you render Wolf speechless, you're doing something right.
Exactly. Well, guys, this is a big one coming up in Seattle this Thursday. We will see you in just a few days.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Woo. Still catching my breath here. Check out this LeBron James tweet we have for you, because the king has spoken. Wow, 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 wow. Hop, hop, hop. My bro different. He sure is different.
Yeah, that's cool. The Cardinals are getting a lot of national respect, and this game was on TV on a lot of households throughout the country, so obviously Cardinals fans enjoyed it, but people from across the entire United States just got to watch a thrilling game.
Well, let's hear from Kingsbury here post-game after this wild one.
It has to be the biggest one of his career, maybe. I don't know. He's phenomenal. You know, I went out of that game last week regretting we didn't get it to him in crunch time, or tried to get it to him in crunch time more. We had a good talk this week, and I've never been a part of one of those, so still kind of at a loss for words, but what a phenomenal play.
Hey, Cliff, what can you say about Kyler's game? He obviously has 2 rushing touchdowns to bring you back and then win the game with his arm.
Yeah, he's playing at a ridiculous level right now. I think y'all have seen it the last few weeks after that first month. Offensively, I feel like we've really settled in and mixing in tempo, and he's taking care of the ball, making great decisions, whether it's with his feet, with his arm. It's fun to watch. I mean, he's making us right on a lot of plays.
Hey, Cliff, it turned out good at the end. The 2 previous drives, when you ended up going with passing the ball, was that a look? Was that because of the look that Buffalo gave you guys that forced you into the pass, or was that by design initially?
Yeah, by design. We wanted to be aggressive in that situation, try to get the ball to Hop on some one-on-ones, and got to give Buffalo credit there.
Next up, please, Cam, Bob, and Catherine.
Hey, Cliff, just what was your vantage point of the final play, and then how tough is that throw and that catch to make?
Just to get the pass off was incredible. If you watch the replay, I mean, he's running and dodging and ducking, and I didn't think he'd get it off. And then to put that type of loft on it and give him a chance, and my vantage point, I couldn't see much, but I saw the crowd go crazy and just kept asking our guys did he catch it, and they were going nuts up top.
Cliff, how happy are you to avoid overtime the way things worked out, and how happy are you to share first place in the NFC West?
Yeah, I mean, if overtime would have been what it took, that's what we were going to do. I could tell our guys believed, and we knew we'd let some opportunities slip, obviously, to put those guys away, and you got to give them credit. They're a good team. They play hard. They're believing in themselves as well, and you know, as far as first place goes, it doesn't mean anything on November, 15th.
This felt like kind of a weird game with all the trading field goals at the start, kind of a slow start, and then the end, I don't know, kind of felt like it was on drugs. So what would you say, just like feel of this game, like what do you make of how it went?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's a good way to describe it. You know, felt like it was some back and forth, both teams kind of sputtering at times, not putting it in the end zone. And then it went crazy at the end, and you know, it's just nice to come out on top on a game that goes that way.
Let's wrap it up.
Kyler Murray is the second quarterback in NFL history with at least 6,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards in his first 25 career games.
Yeah, I mean, that game was kind of up and down, like Cliff Kingsbury was just saying, but Kyler Murray found that groove in the third quarter to give the Cardinals a lead, and then they lost it, and then that incredible play. I love that Cliff Kingsbury couldn't even see the catch, and That was my reaction. I saw him get it, and then I was like, okay, did he come down with it? Did he control the ball when he hit the ground? And once Andy Isabella started hitting him, it's like, okay, that's a good sign that he probably caught it.
All right, let's take a look here at the FedEx air-to-ground quarterback comparison and how they fared in this one. We knew it was going to be an exciting one, of course. Josh Allen, a spectacular athlete, quarterback, going to have a big year. But Kyler Murray takes the crown here after this one.
Yeah, I think Kyler Murray had a nice game, and he had the one interception, but that was such a fluky play from Larry Fitzgerald popping the ball up. And I just think the Cardinals defense did a really nice job against Josh Allen. The one downside was they could not get him down on those sacks. He just kept on wriggling away from pressure. But overall, when you give up 284 yards on 49 pass attempts, that's pretty impressive. And to get the 2 picks, you almost had 2 more. I thought the defense played a nice game.
And look at that, total yards 453 for the Cardinals.
It's kind of amazing. You feel like the Cardinals offense wasn't moving the ball too well, and you look up and they had 453 yards. It's pretty amazing. 217 on the ground. Murray, Kenyon Drake, and Chase Edmonds were all very good on the ground.
Well, how about we hear from the guy who had the game-winning touchdown, D-Hop, at the podium.
This one is number 1. It was the winning game, no question, against a playoff opponent.
Hey, DeAndre, could you just kind of take us through a play like that? Is it just a question of I'm going down to the end zone and throw it up to me, or is there something more to it?
2 + 2 = 4. Go downfield, throw it up.
Hey, DeAndre, Cliff just said that you guys talked this week, kind of cleared the air. What were those conversations like, and what did you want him to know after last week?
That can be, dependent on in situations like that. That's all. It's a growing, offense. Even though I guess people have us statistically number 1, we still feel like we can be better. We have 3 losses, so we're just trying to get better, and communication is key. That's how you get to where you want to.
Next 3, we got Cam, Catherine, and Richard.
Hey, DeAndre, can you just take us through the play from your vantage point? What did you see? Did you see Kyler scrambling around back there, and what did you see when the ball was in the air?
I seen him scrambling around. I knew he was going to try to, hopefully I don't have COVID, but hopefully try to get us the ball. Will give me the ball, or one of the big guys downfield that can go up and pinpoint it. Larry, Dan, one of us. So I saw him back there, doing what he do, making guys miss, and I knew I needed to put myself in position, if it came my way. Thank you.
Thrilled to hear you don't have COVID. Have you seen replays of that play also yet, of the touchdown?
In basketball terminology, that's what they call this. When somebody get dunked on. But it was on 3 people. Yeah, that was they were in position. It was just a better catch by eye.
Yeah, DeAndre, when you guys win a game the way you guys won, I mean, this win wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have not given up on the play, if Kyler would have not given up on the play to scramble to even get the opportunity to throw the ball. What does that do for this team's mentality moving forward, where no matter what the situation is, you guys can say, look, we've been here before and we've won games like this before?
Obviously we have a division opponent Thursday, so, a win like this, it gives a team, like us, a lot of motivation, man. We're real hungry. We play with a lot of, compassion on that field. I think a win like this, especially at the, last minute, just kind of, gives a team a boost, man. Let us know that, we're always in it, especially against a great team like the Bills. You can't take anything away from those guys.
So many great one-liners there to react to. 2 + 2 = 4. Don't worry, I don't got COVID. After a little cough, that's so 2020. Have a little scratch in your throat, and you just want to clear the air there.
And I like the basketball one, where it did feel like that's a LeBron James thing, where these guys are in position and you just go up over them and dunk on them, and he did. I mean, 3 guys right there. he came down with the ball for the touchdown. Just his LeBron James moment for sure.
Love it. Well, it looks like we can pick our power performer, brought to you by SRP, and that is, drumroll, D-Hop. Of course, honorable mention, Kyler Murray. Can't go wrong with any of them. But D-Hop gets the crown here today. 7 receptions, 127 receiving yards, and of course that game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, last week he had 3 catches for 30 yards, and you could tell like Cliff Kingsbury wanted to get him more involved, wanted to give him the ball, and obviously if you're throwing a Hail Mary, there aren't very many guys you want to throw it to more so than DeAndre Hopkins, and a nice throw, and what a catch by him. And I mean, just having this guy that you feel like even throwing a Hail Mary to him with 3 guys around, you felt like he might catch that ball, and he does it. I think that's just huge for an offense to know we've got a superstar on our side.
And a big reason why to watch our pregame show each and every week on Facebook and YouTube. I'd like to say I called that at the end of our pregame show. I said D-Hop with a game-winning touchdown. Don't even know how that I could come up with that. I'm just going to call my husband. I'm going to Vegas.
Nostradamus over here.
I did not call the Hail Mary like this, though. Here it is once again. I'm sure we'll be watching it on replay.
Yeah, this is going to be on a loop.
On loop, D-Hop. Love the reaction from the team after this one. That vertical right there.
Andy Isabella had the best view in the house watching that thing.
And then all the love from his teammates. What a feeling that must be. And again, what a big win for this team heading into the Seattle game. But it's now time to take a look at the day on the ground with our Toro ground stats. Of course, spearheaded by that 3-headed monster between Edmonds, Drake, and Murray.
Yeah, everything feels kind of buried after that last play, but the running game is really what kept the Cardinals hanging around even when they were trailing. Like you said, all 3 of those guys were impressive. 35 rushing attempts for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's big-time efficiency, and the passing game wasn't quite there today, but they ran the ball really well.
Well, let's hear from the captain on defense, Budda Baker, with today's thoughts after this one.
Oh, man, well, I was on the sideline, standing up on the our sideline in the very back, and I seen Kyler roll to his left, and I'm just like, man, this guy is so elusive. Just get the throw off. He got the throw off. All I see is D-Hop's big hands, caught the ball. For me, I was like, did he catch it? Like, did it hit the ground? Like, I don't know how I was thinking. It was a great catch, great throw, and Cards win.
I'm sorry. Next up, Kent Summers, Kevin Zimmerman, Darren Urban.
Budda, that last play obviously saved the game. Given you're coming off a loss, you could have gone to 5-4 in the division. Could it be bigger than that? Could it have saved more than just one game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think about that. For me, at the time, they were up with, I think it was 30, 40 seconds to go. We always believe in our offense, but the how they get that touchdown, like that's a lot of time, 9 times out of 10, the offense is not going to get that touchdown. But man, Arizona Cardinals offense is great offense. D-Hop got that X factor and got the catch, and Cards win. So, I mean, all I can say right now is we're 6-3, and we play Seattle on Thursday. So we're gonna, celebrate for the next 12 hours and get ready for Seattle.
Hey, Budda, obviously Devondre went down with that injury. What do you see from Isaiah when he replaced him?
I mean, for me, honestly, I was trying to think about my job as well. So Isaiah, I didn't, they usually when new guys come in, offenses try to go after them. And I didn't really see him go after Isaiah. He did his job. He did all the things that he had to do. And, yeah.
Budda, you right before that last drive, you and Patrick were kind of off on your own, kind of down near the tunnel side. Were you guys lamenting how this game had ended? Were you talking about what Kyler might be able to pull out? What's that kind of conversation going on after you give up the touchdown pass?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a conversation earlier in the game, and we were on the sideline on the knee, and we were just talking, just inside talk. I don't really want to say much about that, but. Second time we talked was, again, inside talk between Pat P and Budda. So, I can't really say anything about that. But just so glad we got the W, and you know, now it's time to get ready for Seattle on a quick week.
We'll wrap it up with Catherine and Darren, please.
Hey, Budda, 2 questions. First of all, just what do you make of what the defense did overall today, getting some big third down stops, some turnovers, and then separately, you had told us the other week that after a big Cardinals win, you'll sometimes sip on some tequila, so I'm wondering what will be the drink of choice after as frenzied a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, the drink of choice will definitely be tequila. I'm not going to tell you which tequila because, you know, I don't want to give anybody, I don't want to get in trouble, but it's going to be tequila with some slight bit of ice and a slight bit of, what do I use, pineapple juice. So I'm going to be sipping on that a little bit, and glad we got the W, and, you know, just going to be chilling at the house.
Budda, with the defensive performance, you guys obviously did a lot of good things in the second half. Do you take something out of it? Do you get frustrated because of that last drive as a group? How do you kind of look at that?
Yeah, I mean, second half we were playing very good defense. Josh Allen was kind of getting confused on what we were doing. VJ was calling great calls, and you know that last drive, you know they get paid too. Great play, great catch, great throw. You know, so that's all I can really say about that. And yeah, I mean, they got a touchdown. We were down. You know, defense couldn't do anything else after that. You just relied on the offense because it's a team effort. Let me also say that special teams did a very great job as well. And we were just, you know, watching from there. And luckily, you know, D-Hop caught that ball and Cards get the W.
We call that tequila con piña for Budda Baker post-game, but like he said, only 12 hours to celebrate for the players, but Cards fans are going off on social media right now. Be sure to send in your hashtag RedSeaReacts because we will definitely be playing in our pregame show next week, or in a couple days.
30 minutes of Red Sea Reacts on Thursday after all the social media that's going to come in from this one.
Exactly. I have officially joined the Red Sea. Okay, you are welcome on this bandwagon. There is a little bit of room for you. The gifts are telling you. Cards fans are happy. That's pretty much how I was the entire last 4. Yeah.
Even live, I mean, it was a pretty noticeable crowd explosion here, even though there's only 4,000 people. It was cool to hear everybody go nuts and have some fans in the building.
DeAndre Hopkins, baby, let's go. That's a lot of Y's and O's and just excited fans.
No doubt.
All right, let's take a look around the league for the scores. Obviously, our eyes are on that Seattle game, and it looks like
the Rams did win.
Yep. Rams got the win there, 23-16.
So wow. I believe all 3 teams are now 6-3, which gives them a 3-way tie atop the NFC West, and San Francisco lost, so they're a little bit behind. But it's going to be a great 3-way race down the stretch, and I believe with the tiebreaker, the Cardinals are technically in first place right now, which 30 minutes ago or right before that Hail Mary didn't seem like it was very possible. But the fact that they're right there is cool, and you have 7 games left. We'll see what happens, but the Cardinals are right in that mix.
6-3 to Seattle. I wish you could see me leaning over every time to see the scores there, but yes, Seattle gets the loss. Very important, obviously, heading into this one on Thursday. So we have a lot to talk about this week. Of course, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on YouTube is the Morning Scramble, where we will be talking with Jody Jackson. Felipe, grab your coffee. We have lots to eat up on in this win, this victory, and of course, all of our content this week. It's going to be good.
Yeah, look at that photo. Love it.
All right, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. This one is one that we will remember for years and years to come. Kyle, thank you all for joining us on our post-game show. We are here each and every game for our post-game show on YouTube and Facebook. We will see you on Thursday in Seattle.